severe weather coverage continuing tonight.
We have been tracking this for you all afternoon. Numerous reports of severe weather, damaging winds, flooding rain, and one confirmed tornado so far. And Chief Meteorologist Joe Diaz says strong to severe storms will continue in parts of the state overnight.
Yeah, just looking for information from the National Weather Service, and much of east central parts of New Mexico under a tornado watch until 10 o'clock. Of course, it's 10 o'clock, and what we're getting from them, boom, there you have it. What you're getting from it is that the tornado watch was canceled, but you can see the severe weather threat is continuing over eastern parts of New Mexico right now. So we're tracking 1, 2, 3 severe storms, and large hail is a big issue here. We're going to start. You can see this is Tucumcari, Quay on into Ragland, and this storm really could maintain severe intensity as it works eastward toward the Texas state line. I think that's one reason they continued that severe thunderstorm warning watch throughout the area, because as this goes into a more unstable environment, this ping pong size hail, and there has been rotation with this particular storm. We have a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:30, but it could just keep getting issued as it pushes into the overnight hours. As we go to the south, this storm, oh wow, look at that. Big hail now starting to crawl toward the Elida area. There you see it. I've been watching this for the longest time. In fact, you can kind of see how the warning was more to the east, and now it's dropping because this cell is dropping right in on Elida, and that could be 2-inch hail there. So please get inside your building and get away from the windows. Now we have new severe thunderstorm warnings working through Mount Dora on into Seneca, northeastern parts of New Mexico. 70-mile-per-hour wind potential and ping pong size hail there. Clear in Eunice, but check this out. This is at 5:20. Look at this tornado that was reported. We had a tornado touchdown briefly with a rope tornado there, and then large hail too. That scooted to the north of Vaughn, and then we get into the scenario where 3-inch hail was falling just to the west of Encino, and it knocked out a car window, and that ravaged more hail across Encino and passed to the north of Vaughn. So here's the severe thunderstorm threat now over eastern parts of the state. We do have some flood concerns as well. Olga Breeze, meteorologist Olga Breeze, will update you on that in just a bit.
Some of that nasty weather still lingering in Tucumcari.
That's where our John Cardinale joins us live now. And John, what are you seeing out there tonight?
Yeah, well, we're out here in Tucumcari tonight, and there's really not much right now. There's just a little bit of wind, a little bit of lightning off and on in the distance. We arrived here in town around 6 o'clock tonight, and there really has not been any rain. We've seen no rain since we've arrived here in town. Now, our journey started, of course, in Albuquerque. We've been chasing the storms that have been happening out here in eastern New Mexico all day. On our way up here to Tucumcari, we did have to take a stop at Klein's Corner. Here's some video on your screen right now of what it looked like at Klein's Corner earlier today when we were out there. There was a tornado warning, a lot of rain, a little bit of hail, and then a little after we left Klein's Corner, we got reports that there was that tornado in Encino, that small little tornado that Joe had referenced. Here's some images from that. Now again, we're out here tonight in Tucumcari. We're about as far east as we can get. Again, nothing really happening out here tonight, just a lot of wind, a little bit of lightning down in the south. Oh, you just saw it right now out there in the south direction, and it does appear tonight that that storm is slowly moving east towards Texas. Live in Tucumcari, I'm John Cardinale, KOAT Action 7 News.
Hail pellets slamming the ground and the force of them bouncing off. This video shot just southwest of Moriarty, and after that, of course, the flooding. You can see the water gushing through, showing the sheer force of it. In this photo sent to us on our ULocal page, it is viewer hail in Estancia from around 7 o'clock, and we've seen several incidents like these in different parts of our state with T2 baseball size hail.
And Far East hail also continuing over in Clovis. New video here from a viewer in Clovis. You can see the hail hitting the area hard, looking like salt falling down from the sky.
Some families in those areas were trying to repair the damage that had already happened before today.
Our Julian Paras has been in Clovis since that first storm. Now reports on more concerns from people there as they brace for what else could come this weekend.
Residents in Clovis still remember the damage from Wednesday night's massive storm.
It was unusual and it was stressful. I had my wife, my son here, and also my sister and my other daughter here, so and it was chaotic.
Max Manadas has broken windows and damaged roofing. He's concerned about his home and his family. Chris Mayu, another Clovis local, wondering what can possibly happen next.
It was intense. It was a real wake-up call to show you to show you God's power of the weather. And
a lot of eastern New Mexico has been dealing with severe weather conditions, especially here in Clovis, not only along roadways, but also right next to people's properties where they are having to deal with floodwaters next to their doorstep. Richard Gomez Sr. and his son, Richard Gomez III, run Special Ops Construction in Clovis. Ever since Wednesday's storm, they've been trying to help their hometown any way they can.
Here to help out friends, family, neighbors, everyone here in the local community with kind of an uncertain time.
The father and son have been seeing a variety of damage to cars with dented bodies and cracked windshields, roofing in need of repair, but especially people's homes. During our time here in Clovis, we have seen a lot of damage like this done to properties, and you can see there's just shattered glass everywhere, and that is the case for a lot of residents here in Clovis.
It was pretty scary, broken windows. Youngsters are definitely scared.
His son, Gomez III, not afraid of the challenge and says he is willing to be able to help his community regardless of the number of people who need it.
We make sure to help them. We make sure to support them and help them through the way.
Gomez and his son are aware of the weather around them, which is why they want others to be safe and prepare when storms like this take place.
Always do your due diligence to prepare prior to the storm.
In Clovis, Julian Paras, KYT, Action 7 News.
And in Torrance County, a trained National Weather Service spotter reported hail the size of a cup falling. This was around 7. There was also at least one report of a broken windshield so far. In Tucumcari, the area saw similar conditions there. We told you about baseball-sized hail there last night.
Reporter Faith Ebonu spoke with a mother who says they had to run for cover.
Our whole driveway flooded.
3 days of severe thunderstorms in Tucumcari.
My kids were outside playing, and I was keeping an eye on the clouds.
Daviana Gonzalez says she was at home with her family when things took a turn.
And I instructed all my children to go to the house next door. It is my mother's house, it's vacant. With us being there, we're able to barricade ourselves in the hallway.
This video captured by Gonzalez shows just a glimpse of what she and her family experienced less than 24 hours ago.
Then once we saw that the ground was getting more filled with hail, we went into the kitchen to look from that point of view to see if our vehicles were okay.
Seeping floodwaters and bouts of hail as lightning struck throughout the night.
For us to leave, I knew we wouldn't be able to because our vehicles are so low that the street looked like it was probably about 6 to 7 inches of water.
Now with thunderstorms forecast heading into the holiday weekend, Gonzalez says she plans to leave the city before it's too late.
We will be out of here and our house is going to be set and okay. We have everything in the one deep freezer. My grandfather's also here, so if anything happens, he knows to come and check the house.
Faith Ebonu, KOAT, Action 7 News.
Hailstorms can not only be stressful, but also dangerous. So it is crucial to take those precautions to keep your family, your pets, and your belongings safe. So get inside as soon as possible. Avoid sheltering under trees. And if you're driving, don't leave your car. Pull over to a safe spot, situate you and your passengers away from windows, and cover your head and eyes. We do continue our weather coverage now with meteorologist Olga Breeze. And Olga, you have a look at the flood impact.
Yeah, absolutely. Long after the cells move on, we're still dealing with saturated ground and the potential for that flooding. Right now, there are some flood warnings up. The flooding currently in effect until midnight tonight, and then the general flood advisory, the flood watch, going until 6 a.m. tomorrow. So any area that experienced some of that heavy downpours during the day today and also last night will definitely see some of this impact. The aerial flood warning right now for until midnight across Curry County is because of those earlier storm cells that pushed on through. We have a time stamp here right around 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, and you can see how these strong cells kind of train through the area. Heavy rain and downpours, even some hail as well, but this has left things very, very saturated, and as we move into tomorrow, we will still run the risk of some flooded roadways and even some impassable roads.
Xcel releasing a statement today telling New Mexico customers how to prepare for possible electricity outages. They say customers can be prepared by having an evacuation plan in the event of a long-term outage. Stock up on non-perishable food items and bottled water, and locate flashlights now and replace the batteries. With multiple tornado warnings, it is important to be prepared. The National Weather Service advises to follow new and updated warnings to know what's heading your way. It's also best to get to an interior room in your house and away from windows. Basement is the best option. And if you're outside or away from the house, seek shelter immediately.
Well, the tornado's touching down in Torrance County in Encino here. This is a photo sent to us from a viewer there. You can see the funnel clouds and that tail just below it. With all of these tornado warnings and just weather impacts in general, there are 2 shelters available in Eunice for anyone who needs them. The first is at the Baptist Church at the corner of Ave F and 12th Street. The other one is at the Eunice High School gym. That's on Ave K and 19th Street. Flooding is still a major problem in parts of the state. This video here is from a viewer in Santa Rosa. Just look at all of this water moving through, completely covering the roads, even flooding over to the side of the roads. Here are some tips from the National Weather Service on how to deal with flooding from your home. It's important to stay inside and out of those floodwaters. Floodwaters, they can have anything hiding in there, from debris to sewage to power lines. If water levels continue to rise, it's important to get to the highest floor or room in your house and bring any emergency supplies you need. If you're stuck on the roads during flooding, here are some tips to stay safe there as well, like never drive through those floods. The National Weather Service recommends turning around instead, getting to higher ground if possible. It is also possible that floodwaters are strong enough to take you and your car downstream.